We'll start with an opening statement.
Well, just very proud of the guys. Obviously, it was a basketball game that we put a lot of hard work in on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I thought we practiced really well, especially from an offensive perspective. The ball was flying around in practice, and we got that into the game tonight. And I think, our shooting percentages may not totally show up, but we got great shots. We took really good care of the basketball, only had 7 turnovers. So I'm really proud of the progress the guys are making on offense. We have 4 guys in double figures, 2 more guys with 9. That's outstanding. Defensively, I think we made a little bit of growth. I think we held this team in the 60s, which is improvement. Obviously, we knew that in the second half, Dove was going to really try to go, and he did. He's an outstanding basketball player. I wasn't too concerned with those guys going 2 by 2 by 2. You don't want them getting 3-point plays. You don't want them getting kick-out 3-point shots along with him getting his. But I think for the most part, our guys were resilient and tough, and they stayed with it. There was a point in time I thought in the second half when it got cut down to 6 points, and we still just kind of couldn't get it going from the 3-point line. Darius Allen had a couple of huge offensive rebounds. He had a dunk on the break, I think it was. I think Tay may have got one. Larry may have got one. Junior drove it in there and got a layup. Keyshawn went in there, so we found ways to get ourselves easy baskets, and then we were able to come back out and find some shots from the perimeter. So, it's our execution was great, but sometimes the ball doesn't go in the basket. You have to be tough enough to deal with that, and it's not really about the result of whether it goes in or not. It's about what did we do to get ourselves a good look, and I thought tonight was one of our better performances with that. So we're very happy about that. This guy here stepped up once again and made some huge shots, got us off to a great start, made a couple in the second half to separate. I think we went up 15, and then we struggled there with some tough decisions, and I think our defense slipped a little bit too. But overall, it was a great night for us.
Such a balanced effort from the guys tonight, and I guess as a coach, you'd love to see that on the score sheet.
Yeah, I think, for us, we don't really want to have one guy, 2 guys that you have to really focus on. I'd like to have 4 or 5 guys in double figures and some other guys that are more than capable of doing that. So you don't really know who to key on, and you don't. Okay, if you stop this guy, you got a great chance. Don't want to play that way. We want to have multiple ball handlers. We do. Tonight was a great night for us. I think those guys may have had 16 assists between them. Tay, Keyshawn, and Junior. Those guys are getting so much better at making decisions and reading defense when they get in the lane. So you want to have multiple ball handlers. You want to have multiple scorers because it's just tough night in, night out for one guy to have to step up there 30 times a year and put the team on his back. So we like to balance. We like to keep the ball moving. We talked about the ball dies in somebody's hands. We have to dribble too much, or our offense dies. And that's happened at times this year. And we hang 50, it's not good. Tonight that thing was flying around and moving, and this guy's turned into a great mover of the basketball.
Talk about how the team has grown in the last couple of weeks. It feels like we've seen progress throughout the season, but the last couple of games, it just seems like everything's starting to come together to give this team a fighting chance.
Yeah, and I think the leadership more than anything else has been really good. These guys constantly come back. They like playing. They love Tennessee Tech. They really appreciate this community and how they're supported. And they like playing the game of basketball. And it's been a really enjoyable year with these guys, and we get great energy from them. We're very proud of how they've improved. And you could talk about all these guys in terms of some of the improvement they've made. And I still think we've got a lot of opportunity to grow there. And, tonight was a very specific game to having to keep shooting on the floor. So that took some guys out of the mix. But you never know from game to game because everybody plays a little bit different when your opportunity may come. So there'll be some other guys, that maybe didn't play as much tonight as they would have liked or whatever the case may be. But they need to continue to get ready because the next game, the biggest game of the year, that may be where we need them. And but I do think we're getting better. Obviously, I think we've improved more offensively than we had defensively. We'll see. We got games to play, so this thing is not done.
Okay, talk a little bit about the awareness from the team tonight. It seems like Coach said, there were a lot of really good looks tonight, and you guys took advantage of it.
Yes, we moved the ball. We had good spacing for the most part. We got good shots. We got what we wanted. No one was selfish, and it was a fun team win. We didn't go in all the time, but we got exactly what we were looking for most of the time.
How is the confidence grown with this team?
I think that in the beginning of the year to now you can't compare it. I don't think it's completely different. I think at the beginning of the year, we had some young guys, and they've just really matured and grown, and everybody's learned and gotten better throughout the year. And I just feel like definitely the confidence is at an all-time high right now. But compared to the beginning of the season, it's crazy the difference.
I think for us, too, is like early on trying to get to know each other, like Cade's saying, and where do the parts fit in, and how's it going to go, and trying to find some consistency of play, some sustained effort, both offensively and defensively. There's a long period of time there where it wasn't really going to matter what we did. We weren't going to be in the mix under 4 minutes. Now we're finding ourselves in the mix and a part of the equation, and it's going to come down to how well we can play basketball. But you look what Cade's been able to do this year from a leadership perspective. How much fun and enjoyment, that he's gotten, not only from the games, but from practice. He's really had a huge impact for us there. A guy like Junior Clay, who has, done really well since he's been here, but I think he's starting to understand, it's not so much about him being an all-league player, which he can get 20 every single night, but it's what can I do to elevate the players around me, for us to have an experience, to be a part of the competitive environment, to actually compete at a high level, night in, night out. And, same for Keyshawn Davidson and Twante Williams. Amadou has been really good on the backboard here of late. Larry's making an improvement now, obviously in the starting lineup. You just go on and on and on. Darius is a completely different human being than when he first got here. And we're so proud of him. He's got a chance to graduate without summer. He's going to have a real chance to graduate, at the end of spring, and that's just something that wasn't a part of the equation until he got here. And so all these guys have made the growth, and so we're proud of that. But again, this is not totally the time to reflect on those things. There'll be a time for that. Because Saturday's a big day for us, and it's going to be senior day. There's always a little extra emotion tied to that, which is fine. These guys need to be celebrated, and Cade, Darius, and Tyler, and they'll have family and friends here, and it is a big moment. I know what my senior day was like for me, and but we're going to find a way to not be distracted by the emotion, because it's a huge basketball game. It's another chance for us to go out and figure out how much we've improved and what can we learn and grow and get better, because that's the next game on our schedule.